let's take some phone calls, Jim. People love you. They want to talk to you. I guess I could just plunk one of these down.
Sure.
Huh? All right. How about Rick? Is that it? Did I get this? Do I have to double click? There we go. Rick from Jersey. How you doing, buddy?
All right, how you guys doing? I was going to tell Jim Norton I got a party with you, but after that Subway story, I'm having second thoughts.
Well, look, if you don't want that to happen, wait till you get home to die. Don't die on the subway with a great ass and expect everyone to ignore it.
So listen, I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson's name mentioned, and I just want to tell you, he's not a friend of ours. He's property of George Soros. He pushes the global warming scam. Anybody that pushes the global warming scam, guilty of global child.
Well, I had him on.
Kids, the world's coming to an end. That's child abuse.
I had him on a few times, Rick, and I don't get into the politics of it. He's an interesting guy to talk to. He's great when a flat earther calls up and you want to refute it. It's nice to have him in the studio that day. He was out. I guess he had done. Was it my show or he did somebody else's show? Iraq.
He did your show and then used to do Star Talk over it.
Yeah. He was out and he was in the green room and I had a flat earther on and he's, nonsense of flat earth. Just stop.
Yeah.
And I go, I wish I had a astrophysicist here. And it's like, oh, there he is. So again, just refuting everything. I'm at the point right now where everything that's happened, I'm not just instantly going to say, that's impossible or that doesn't happen. I used to be very pro-government and go, they wouldn't do that to us. And nowadays, I give anything the benefit of the doubt. I go, well, maybe.
Yeah.
But flat earth, stop it.
It's idiocy.
Thank you, Rick.
And what do you mean he's not a friend of ours? We're not teams. We're just individual people. I love Neil deGrasse Tyson. Why? He's a genius. I don't care what his politics are.
Dear friend of ours.
I mean, it's not,
irregardless.
It's not a team sport. Like,
no.
I don't care what he thinks about other stuff. I want to talk to him about light refraction.
Yeah, all of a sudden, you're
leaning and pawing on Jim.
He does. I'm like a squeeze toy, and people just feel comfortable, like they get their attention on squeezing me. But I had him on. We did like almost an hour and a half, and he talked about everything, his feelings about religion and Christ. It was very, very interesting, the conversation. It wasn't all about science.
Right.
He got very personal, and I love him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
When
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how anybody doesn't like him.
Jimmy doesn't. I know. It's politics. People get, like you said, it's one team or the other. Never the twain shall meet. You have to hate anyone that believes everything that you don't believe in. So, I don't know what happened. We were supposed to get these phones and get on the internet and share ideology and the way we feel about things. And it was supposed to bring us together. Whoopsie, that didn't quite happen. It seems like we're a lot more divided now than we ever were.
Yeah.
Let's go to Don. Is that Don on the phone? Where are those pictures I was supposed to see? Don from Canada. What's up, my friend?
Hey, fellas. Just a couple of things, and then I'll get out of your hair. Not Jimmy's because he doesn't have any.
Oh, sir, please, with the fresh talk.
Pubes.
Yeah. What, am I dead on the subway? Okay, I'm not going to let that one go.
I wish.
I know, you like to be behind me.
Speaking of dead bodies, I worked at a crematorium in the early 80s out in Anaheim, and it's probably the most interesting job I've ever had in my life.
Jeez. Isn't that a little morbid? Like, do you have nightmares? Yeah. Do you get the heebie-jeebies? You don't just feel like you're doing something, that would be creepy.
Yeah, you would think that, but you get used to it real quick.
Oh, no.
Did you ever touch the private parts of a body before it went into the fire?
I wanted to say I didn't see anybody except some of the Mexican groundskeepers.
Why would you them?
Why?
Well, because they were alive.
Oh,
okay. Only living.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's good.
All right.
Then you're not weird.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird. That's something though. Did you watch them as they turned into ashes?
Oh, for sure. And the most interesting thing about it was after you sweep them up, you put them in this thing called the grinder.
Right, because there's still bones.
Grind them up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, people think
is that what that is? I saw that on your phone. I was wondering.
And then you have to reach down inside and clean like metal and stuff off of the screen, like pacemakers, hip joints, staples, and what have you.
Right.
Ooh, wow. And then you don't give it any thought that it was a person and, anything like that. They're just it's a product for you.
No, I always thought that they were, and I handled them with the greatest of care, knowing that they were somebody's aunt or grandfather or what have you.
Before you torch them. It just seems odd.
Yeah.
Right.
Laugh at that little charm bracelet is just going into a fire. Won't be hugging her no more.
All the little grandkids' names charred on the hearts.
And you figure all the times that thing jingled as the hand went up and down, up and down.
The interesting thing about the grinder was I'd pull out these little hunks of yellow metal that was really heavy, and they would tell me, just put that in the soap dish. And at the end of the day, the soap dish would just be full of this stuff, and then in the morning, it'd all be gone.
What was it?
You know what? I'm going to leave that to your imagination. Here's the last thing. Anthony,
Gold?
I want to thank you for introducing me to the great Chris Baldessano. I love that guy's
His name comes up. See?
karaoke.
Yes, he does a karaoke.
I love his karaoke on YouTube, Subdivisions.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Don. I like Chris too, but it's not the Chris show. Thank you, Don.
Yes.
Take it easy, man.
Very hurtful.
Very hurtful.
Mention Chris during Anthony's
Very
show.
hurtful indeed. It's the Anthony Cumia show, for God's sake. I think I almost cursed before. Did you punch out? You dumped out of me?
Did you
It's
almost
like-
curse?
It was 2 letters of the F word. Troy from Scottsdale, Arizona, I believe. Witness Protection
Yes, it
Program,
is.
Troy?
Hey, yes, I'm a big fan. I actually saw you guys at the O&A softball game in Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, wow. It's 2001.
Phew. That was the biggest thing that happened in 2001. I remember that. Oops.
No, it wasn't.
Oopsie. Oh, God. No.
I have a question. Is there a chance that you guys are going to join forces with the Chip Army and the Ant Army and do a show?
Oh, my God. I forgot Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Ant-Man. Yeah, I forgot about Ant-Man.
Gavin bestowed that upon me, and I hate him.
I love
for
it. Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah. This is the studio's called the Ant Hill.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's like, pour some sugar on the Ant-Man. And I come into the break playing Pour Some Sugar on Me by...
That's how you get money, too. Ant-Man needs some sugar.
Yeah, and then
they
I have
send little
merch,
donations.
Antenna hats, and sunglasses that look like compound eyes. Yeah, I'm working it all out. The Ant-Man. If I am ever known as the Ant-Man, please blow my head off.
Or even if you're not.
Of course. You never know, Troy. I mean, obviously, me and Jimmy have worked together whenever we can over the course of the years. And I've loved doing Chip. That was, so much fun. The live shows, I forgot, we went out and did those live gigs in various cities, and it was so much fun.
And Chip would write a bunch of dialogue for everyone before. It was usually
that's right.
It was usually not quite as humorous as Chip had thought it would be.
We had to read from Chip's script.
Yeah,
and it was terrible. I forgot about
They
it.
were unfortunately bad scripts.
Yeah. Anything else, Troy?
My favorite episode was the one where you were drinking wine.
That could be any episode.
Yeah, who was drinking wine? Anthony?
Of course.
Anthony was drinking wine. No, and he started singing Stumbling In. And then, cause I guess he had been drinking earlier, maybe?
That would
I don't know,
make
but you start slurring all the lyrics. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what episode.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I kind of pulled the throttle back on that a little bit.
Yeah.
We all have to. Sure. But thank you, Troy. Thanks you so much.
Have fun out there in AZ, okay?
Arizona.
Bye-bye.
Like some schnook eating egg noodles and tomato sauce.
Is that where he was, Arizona?
I think it was they all go out there.
New
don't they?
development. Yeah, Sammy the Bull went out there.
I think, they sent, what's his name? The guy that ratted on.
Sammy the Bull.
Yeah, Sammy the Bull.
Yeah.
You said that?
Sam Gravano. Yeah, he's on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he's great. He's a great follow. But I really want to get him on my podcast. I would love to have him on, but he just won't follow me back. I don't blame him.
His daughter was on one of those mob shows. Remember, we had them as a guest.
The Mob Girls, Mob
we had
Wives.
the Mob Girls on, and his daughter was on, and she wasn't saying anything. And I said something to the effect of, why don't you act like your father and start talking? Oh. And it was something to that effect, and she was not happy.
She didn't get a kick out of it?
She didn't get a kick. It was funny. It's like, your father was...
Sure.
Talk a little too much. You're always talking.